back your homes, or restore your dead to life.
But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king.
Hey everyone, I hope you have had a great weekend. I've been reading through the comments on some awesome ideas and predictions for what is to come next season. This got me thinking about a couple of theories that may prove true in the books A Song of Ice and Fire, but most likely will never come to surface on the show. So here's the two that I rounded up, and I explain my conflictions with them. Jon Snow and Meera Reed are twins. Now, I have pondered the idea of making this into its own video, but there just isn't enough material to make a decent argument for this. I mean, Howland Reed is the only survivor besides Ned Stark at the Tower of Joy skirmish, and we know that Howland Reed, who is still alive, knows Jon Snow's true parentage. Many people want to believe that Lyanna died giving birth to two babies, Jon and Meera, who are the same age. Both have the same looking hair, and Meera's personality is more like Jon's than her late brother Jojen's. I admit, having twins can be more of a dangerous birth than having one baby, of course, since anything can go wrong with either of the babies. This could have caused Lyanna to die, but what gets me is the fact that going off of the similar hair and the warrior-like mentality, that apparently is enough to prove that they're a brother and sister? Yes, Howland Reed and Ned Stark could have each taken one baby home and raised it as their own. I can almost guarantee that this theory is false though, at least in terms of the show, because in the season 6 finale, Lyanna's baby transitions into Jon Snow's face, not in Jon and Meera. The show has been giving out clues since day one about Jon's parents, and long before that, George R.R. Martin has been writing clues about Jon as well. Not many clues out there about Meera. Now, by all means, if you want to believe that Meera is his twin, then go for it. The amount of material that could be used as evidence towards its validation is actually more than some of the other theories out there. I just believe Jon's character's role is to be one of the heroes that brings about the resolve of the story's final dilemma. I feel like having a twin thrown in there would make his uniqueness less extraordinary. That is all. This next one I almost want to hold my tongue on. There are some who actually believe that Lord Varys is a merman. What? Yes, they are not just pulling this out of thin air. Now this actually makes a lot of sense in the book, so hear me out. In A Song of Ice and Fire, we have dragons, we have zombies, giants, magic, and believe it or not, characters in Lannisport and Old Town claim to have seen merlings. Apparently, there is remnants of underwater cities made from this oily black stone that is found all over the known world. The Greyjoys' sea stone chair is actually made of it, and it was said that the chair was already there before the Greyjoys were even in the Iron Islands. The throne at House Valyrian is made out of it too. Oh, and the legendary Winged Knight of the Vale was said to have giants and merlins as friends. So, in the world of Ice and Fire, could there really be merlins? Well, of course, it's a fantasy series that pretty much has every other type of mythical beast in it, so why not? The show is different though. Varys may just be exactly what he tells us, a master of secrets, and a eunuch from being sold as a child to a sorcerer whose interest was in man-part rituals. So let's go with this theory and discover possible hints towards him being a merman. Varys does not have a normal bed to sleep on, unlike everyone else in Westeros. There's just a rectangular slab of stone that he uses as a secret passage. Now, Varys has a smile that is described as slimy. His head is clean shaven, his body is round and lumpy, which could be regarded as similar to a fish. In A Clash of Kings, Tyrion actually threatens Varys that he could have him thrown off a ship. Varys replies that he isn't worried, but rather Tyrion would be surprised that Varys would not die in the ocean. You might be disappointed by the result. I keep on paddling. Like I stated before, Varys claims to be a eunuch. This could be the most perfect cover if he is truly a merlin. Why? Because if he was from the sea, he would not have man parts like that of a human. He uses this story to turn off any idea to why he is never in a relationship and has no sex drive. Varys' outfit can be a disguise to not show whatever his bottom half looks like. He is also very quiet whilst moving around, almost as he doesn't have audible footsteps. People believe he may just be gliding across the ground beneath him, and Illyrio is Varys' confidant and also described as a large man who wears robes that cover his lower half. When Arya is in the underground catacombs in King's Landing, she overhears Varys and Illyrio scheming. In A Game of Thrones it says, "The man with the torch pushed at something. Arya heard a deep rumbling. A huge slab of rock, red in the torchlight, slid down out of the ceiling with a resounding crash that almost made her cry out. Where the entry to the well had been was nothing but stone, solid and unbroken." So Varys and Illyrio use a well to get into the catacombs. There's also a whole network of waterways under King's Landing, so the obscure meeting place for two large, round men is an underground catacomb with access via a well. It is said Arya can only get out by swimming through the sewers, which lead out into a river. If they are merfolk, then it would make sense to have secret meetings in a place with such limited access. This may explain why it is known that Varys is the one who knows all of the King's Landing secret passages best, because waterways make up so much of the underground of the city. So let's say it's true. Let's say Varys, among other merfolk, are habitants in Westeros and Essos, posing as regular humans scheming and pushing their own agenda. But what is that agenda? Well, with their support of the Targaryen restoration, it seems that they are firmly on the side of fire. And fire seems essential in bringing the dawn from the cold of winter. But what happens when winter is ended? Well, summer comes. And with summer, heat also comes. And that means a lot of snow and ice melting, possibly flooding a good bit of Westeros. This would be beneficial for the Merlin race to expand their habitat. I don't know. In the books, this is very plausible. I mean, George R.R. Martin writes curveball material all the time. It is very likely that Varys and even Illyrio are merfolk serving themselves undercover under false identities, but in the show, if this was to be true, millions of people probably wouldn't be able to comprehend it. The bulk of the evidence for this is in the books only, and this is way too big of a theory to uncover in the show, with barely 2 seasons left. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. I want to reiterate that both of these theories are not idiotic, they just seem implausible to be uncovered in the show. Too much storyline, not even close to enough showtime left. That is all. Thanks for watching, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.